Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Time for Tidbit Tuesdays. So sitting out in the breezy January day, but open enrollment is come and gone. But what some people may not realize is when you signed up, you did have that deadline of January 15th. And if you did not make your payment at that time, you still have till January 31st to make your payment. So that's really important because you want to make sure you make your first payment so your insurance will go into effect. And in case you have something happen, February 1st will be your effective date for your insurance. So what if you chose a plan and you don't like it? Well, unless you have a special enrollment period during the year, you cannot switch plans. You can cancel it, which I strongly don't encourage because you need something. But if you have a job change, family size change, marriage, divorce, you had coverage through a spouse and now you no longer have coverage. Those are all special events that allow you another 60-day time period to sign up for health care. So that's a plus. If you're unsure, you can always check with me and I can go through the questions with you and make sure. So something else I want people, when I was talking about payments, something else I want people to realize. So something we can do through the year is adjust your income. Why is this important? Because when you signed up for coverage, we put your expected gross income for 2022 into the marketplace. So if you're realizing if you've had a major increase in salary, decrease in salary, we want to adjust that because that could affect your subsidy. You cannot change your coverage necessarily, but it will affect your subsidy. And why do I bring this up? Because I actually saved someone last week from owing the IRS $5,000. So they had a friend that wife has insurance through her employer, husband does not. Husband was on a private PPO, but talking to her friends said, oh, call this other lady and she can get you super cheap insurance. Well, there's a lot of things involved here. He was on private PPO. They were going to cancel that because they were putting him on the employer. They were going to put him on her employer plan, which was very expensive. And then talked to this friend, said, no, don't do that. Don't put him on the employer plan. Talk to this other lady, get a marketplace plan. She'll get you something cheap. Well, she did get her something cheap, but she filled out the application incorrectly. So thank God they called me. They were asking me a question about some other things, and I started asking questions. She goes, yeah, I got this really inexpensive. And I'm like, what did you get? So I looked at the marketplace, was able to pull in the application and read it. And not only did they misstate the income, they put it all to spouse and not appropriate it correctly between wife and spouse. They marked that the husband who was getting the marketplace plan was not eligible for employer-sponsored health care. He is eligible for employer-sponsored health care through his wife. So if the person who had enrolled them had gone through all the questions and asked all the questions, because I asked my client and I said, no, she never asked that. Scares the bejesus out of me because these people are getting health care and not realizing that that subsidy, yeah, it all looks good on paper now, but when you go to do your taxes in 2023 and the IRS finds out you had employer-sponsored health care, guess what? You're going to owe all that subsidy back. And I did the math and it was $5,000 plus interest. Plus potentially a penalty if they put that in place. $5,000. So this is one thing I tell people, make sure who you're dealing with. Say, I got a friend. Well, who's the friend and how much did they know about health insurance? You know, it's okay for new agents to do this. There's a system in place to prevent you from making a mistake. But when people don't follow the system, and I get it, most people don't understand all the ins and outs of the insurance. If you're unsure if the right subsidy was put in place for you and you had someone else enroll you, just get on my calendar. I'm happy to look at it. I can pull your application in, make sure it's all correct. We can make corrections to the income if we need to, but you can update your application during the year, but generally that won't trigger a new enrollment period. But we do want the information to be correct. So hop on over to my page, Shakeout Consulting. You can schedule an appointment through there. Have me look at your stuff. Do not forget to make your premium payment by January 31st. And the rest of the year, if you want information on any other insurances, we can do that throughout the year. Dental vision is good. There's no open special enrollment for that. Same thing with life insurance or any of the supplemental coverages like cancer or accident coverage. We can do that anytime during the year. So until next week, peace out.